Ah! That was the worst shout ever, but I'm gonna keep it in. I'm gonna keep it in. Cause hey, it's different. But I'm pretty sure you know what I'm about to do next and what I'm about to say next. And if you don't, well, it's June. Yeah, so how y'all doing? Um I meant to do this earlier in the day, but I ran out of time. I had to go to work. I was at work all day. And now I'm kind of I'm exhausted, but I'm still gonna put this video out. You know, uh the funny thing about this type of stuff is regardless of what position you're in, you still, do your best to, if you can, make sure that you keep consistent, make sure that you do what you have to do rather than just, you know, um, rather than just calling it a day and they're not even trying for that day. You know, like if you want to make something out of it, you got to be consistent with it and you got to put that effort in consistently. You can't just do whatever and then expect it to be well. You got to you start out trying to put out whatever to get your foot in there, to get your feet wet, and then you start working on it, honing it, getting better and better at it. I think that's the whole point of it, and you improve on it as much as possible. And you know, your boy been trying to be consistent with it, but I'll admit it's been kind of tough on me. It's been kind of tough, but I had to be in a position. I had to force myself into a position where I would do it because this is an element of what I wanted to do long term. You know, um, I wanted to, do more than what I'm doing now, and I'm trying to be in a I'm trying to be in a better position than I'm in now. So, really, to me, it's really about, you know, what is it that I want, and what am I willing to do to get it, and what I'm willing to do to get it has to include being consistent, has to include changing up things if things aren't working, has to improve things, you know. Um, so that brings me to the quote: opportunities don't come, you make them. So it's more about don't wait for the perfect situation to come around. It'll never come. It'll never happen. You got to start out slower. You got to start out, messing up. You got to start out failing and then get stronger and improve. That way you'll be able to create the thing that you wanted to see put out. The way you'll be able to improve the things that you want. You don't have to necessarily you don't have to necessarily you don't have to necessarily put out the best thing walking to start. But as you improve and you put more and more effort in and you get further and further along and you progress more, you'll get closer and closer and closer to something that you'll be proud of and that you'll love and that you'll be able to call yours. That will make you a lot of money. Even though the objective necessarily to start out isn't to make money from it, but you do want to do something that you love while at the same time being able to make money off of it. I mean, most people will say as long as I'm doing what I love, it doesn't really matter to me. If I could make money off of it, that's even better. That's icing on the cake. It's really, um, it's really do what you love and do it to the best of your ability and make that money. If you can make money off of that, that's the best thing in the world. That's the dream. That is really the dream, and it's a great thing to be able to do. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people get stuck doing the things that they have to do or that they don't necessarily want to do, but because of the position that they're in, they have to do it in order to provide for their family. They have to, you know, because the circumstances that they're in, they have to do this that they may not want to do, and they end up just spending years doing, just being, I guess, being miserable, you know. And while you're young, you know, you try to learn and grow and get better, learn from the people that you've been around, or learn from the people that are older than you, the wiser people. You gain more knowledge from that, gain more insight, and you're able to not necessarily go away from what they do, but avoid making the mistakes that they've made. And you create your own path, you create your own opportunities from that, and you may end up in a different position that they're in while using the knowledge that they gave you from what they've been through. So I think you don't have to necessarily go through what they've went through to know what they're saying, but understand what they're saying is to improve your situation, to improve where you end up. And also go to the people that are doing the thing that you want to do. Go for, like, you can learn from anybody. You can learn from everybody. You can learn what not to do from somebody. You can learn what to do from somebody. But really, learn from the people that are doing what you want to do. Learn from the people that are doing what you want to do. Because there's a blueprint that they did that works. It doesn't mean you have to follow the exact same blueprint, because it may not work for you. It may have just worked for them because this is the position that they were in, their circumstances. But for you, it may not work. So use like the uh the outline of their blueprint to guide your way, and it actually help you um navigate through the nooks and crannies of whatever it is that you're trying to figure out in this world we call life, you know. And it's one of those things where when you're young, one, you learn, you grow, and two, because you're young, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. So it's more important to figure out how to not make the same mistakes that people before you have made. You've seen where they've ended up. You've seen the situations that they've been in, and you said to yourself, I don't want this to. I don't want to repeat this. I don't want to continue this. I don't want this to be me. So if you don't want it to be you, you got to do something different. Create your own opportunities. Create your own path. Don't follow what they're doing. Like, take their advice if it helps you, but don't follow their path. And they will tell you that. Don't follow their path. But they will tell you they will tell you what happens if you do this or what happens if you do that. It may not happen the same way for you, but this is what happened when they did this. So, you know, understand that. But don't wait for something to happen, because it's never going to come. It's never going to happen. You're waiting for that perfect storm. It ain't never going to happen. There's going to be a storm that's too strong. There's going to be a storm that's too weak. It ain't going to be in the middle for you. So you have to create the one that's right in the middle. You have to do it. You have to put that effort in. You have to put that work in. That's all there is to it. You know, nobody can help you go through your path but you. Because no one knows exactly what you're thinking but you. No one knows, no one understands, no one understands um no one understands what your vision is but you. No one understands how far you want to take things but you. No one knows who you really are but you. Sometimes even you don't know who you really are. It takes you learning new things and you growing to understand who you really are. And you can't limit yourself to this or that. You gotta learn, you gotta grow. When you're young, you gotta have fun, you gotta learn, you gotta experience. You gotta do all these things. You're never too old, you're never too young. Life is a beautiful thing, but it's also a scary thing. So it's a blessing to be living. It's a blessing to be living. It really is. Yeah. So I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. And take heed of what I'm saying. I promise you. I'm going through that right now. I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to grow, I'm trying to improve right now. I'm only 25. You know, I want more out of life than where I'm at. Um I want greatness. I want to achieve greatness. But it starts with me. It's what am I willing to do? What am I going to do? How much work am I willing to put in? What is my vision? What do I want out of life? How far do I want to go? That's how I like to. That's how I want to see things, and that's how I'm working hard. I'm improving on my understanding. I'm improving on my mentality on how to see things. Because there's sometimes I struggle to see things that way, but I want to be able to see things that way, and I'm putting the effort every day to see things that way. I'm trying to be that person. I'm trying to be the one that can set an example for somebody else. Because I do have people that are looking up to me, and I have people that I look up to. You know, so it's important to me to be able to get the best out of the life that I have. It's that is my mission. That is my mission. And there's things that I want to do in life. I may not be there right now, but I'm going to get there. I'm I'm going to get there. I know this for a fact. It's just about how I'm going to get there. And even if it isn't exactly what I think it is or how I expect it to go, it will be where I need to be. That's how I see it. If I'm not where I need to be right now, it's a good thing because it means that I wasn't supposed to be there right now. It means that I'm going to get to where I need to go, but it's going to take me some time and I'm going to get there at some point. And I'm going to understand, like, what am I learning from it? I'm going to understand where I am, and I'm going to have more appreciation for where I am. That's how I like to see it, you know. So I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to have another one up tomorrow. It's going to be beautiful. Um, I'm either going to be at the beach or I'm going to be at the park or I'm going to be somewhere. I won't be in this room. I just say that. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ah!